Mr. Chacon?
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right. There he is. All right, are you ready, Walter? Yes, good afternoon. This is Judge Alyssa Perez presiding over the 210th District Court criminal docket for July 21st, 2026. All matters being heard today are being heard in accordance with all directives regarding remote proceedings. In addition to that, we are streaming all matters live via YouTube for public viewing. I'll go ahead and call it, Mr. Nunez. This is cause number 2026 0D00412, State of Texas versus Laura Carrera. May I have announcements, please?
Nicholas Elzy for the State of Texas.
Fernando Chacon for the defendant, Herrera. Ready, Your Honor.
Ms. Carrera is appearing remotely from the jail annex, and we are set for a plea, Ms. Carrera. Is that your understanding of what we're doing here?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, in the plea documents that I received from your attorney, there was included in there a document that was a waiver of an in-person proceeding. In other words, conducting this proceeding in person. Is that what you have requested, to do this over Zoom rather than in person?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, to get started with your plea, I do need to swear you in. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm any testimony you provide will be the truth and the whole truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you very much, ma'am. You can put your hand down. Would you state your name and date of birth for the record?
Laura Carrera, April 1st, 1985.
Ms. Carrera, as I mentioned, I did receive documents from your attorney. The first document is marked as State's Exhibit number 1. Those are the actual plea papers in your case. Within that document, you're guaranteed certain rights, including the right to remain silent, the right to trial by jury, the right to counsel, the right to confront and cross-examine witnesses, and the right to call witnesses on your behalf and in your defense. Ms. Carrera, do you recall reviewing State's Exhibit number 1 with your attorney before you signed it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand everything contained within that document?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Chacon, have you had more than 10 days to prepare a defense in this case?
Yes, I have, Your Honor.
And did you explain the plea papers to your client?
I did.
Do you believe she has understood the admonishments, rights, and consequences of giving up these rights by entering her plea today?
I do so believe.
Ms. Carrera, are you satisfied with your attorney's representation of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Chacon, any reason to believe your client is not presently competent to enter her plea?
Not at all.
Ms. Carrera, have you ever been found mentally incompetent by any court?
No, ma'am.
Ever been examined by a doctor or psychiatrist who has found you mentally ill?
I suffer from depression. That's about it.
Okay. Is there anything that has been diagnosed in the past, or anything that is not diagnosed that is preventing you from understanding what we're doing here today?
No, ma'am.
Mr. Chacon, no issues communicating with your client?
I've had no problem communicating. She's lucid, aware of all her situation, especially her legal circumstances.
Okay. Ms. Carrera, then based on your testimony, your attorney's representations, and my observations of you, I'm going to find that you are competent to proceed today. Ma'am, are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Where were you born?
Here in El Paso.
Okay, in this case, you were charged, although you were charged with a third-degree felony, I understand through negotiations, you're pleading to a lesser included possession of a controlled substance in penalty group 1 or 1B in an amount less than 1 gram. To that lesser included charge, what is your plea, guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Are you making your plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
I will find you are making your plea freely and voluntarily. Mr. Elzy, would you summarize the evidence, please?
Yes, Your Honor. Had the state proceeded to trial on this charge, the state would have proven that on or about the 20th day of January 2026, in the county of El Paso and state of Texas, Laura Carrera did then and there intentionally or knowingly possess a controlled substance, namely methamphetamine, having an aggregate weight, including adulterants or dilutants, in an amount of less than 1 gram. At this time, state moves to admit the State's Exhibit 1, which are the plea papers in this case, and State's Exhibit number 2, the Article 3914 form.
No objection, Your Honor.
States 1 and 2 are admitted. What is the plea agreement?
The plea agreement is for 110 days in the El Paso County Detention Facility with credit for time served pursuant to Article 1244A of the Texas Penal Code.
Mr. Chacon, is that your understanding of the plea agreement?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
Ms. Carrera, is that your understanding as well?
Yes, ma'am.
Understand that the plea agreement is not binding on the court. However, if I were to reject it, I would allow you to withdraw your plea. If I follow the plea agreement, you may not appeal this case except on matters raised by written motion and ruled on before trial or by permission of the court. The next document I'm going to ask you about is the 1-page document entitled, the trial court certification of your right to appeal. It's a document that explains your appeal rights. Because this is a plea, bargained, or negotiated case, you do not have an automatic right of appeal. Ms. Carrera, do you recall reviewing the trial court certification with your attorney before you signed that document?
Yes, ma'am.
It was signed by your attorney and signed by the court as well. So on your plea of guilty and the evidence introduced, I will accept your plea and at this time find the evidence substantiates your guilt. I will find you guilty of the lesser included offense, possession, PG1, penalty group 1 or 1B in an amount less than 1 gram, and I will sentence you in accordance with the plea agreement and 1244A of the Texas Penal Code to 110 days confinement in the El Paso County Detention Facility. You will receive credit for time served. Is there anything further, Mr. Elsie?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
Mr. Chacon?
Just a thanks to Mr. Elsie for being so considerate in this case, and I wish I wish the defendant would show thank him at this time.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Ms. Carrera. Thank you, Mr. Chacon. If we don't have anything else, then we're good to go. Thank you, Ms. Carrera. Good luck to you, ma'am.
You have a great day.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Let's go to Erica Cardenas, please.
Downtown, could we get Cardenas, please?
Good afternoon, Mr. Kennedy. You ready?
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Judge.
Calling cause number 2016-0D05143, State of Texas versus Erica Michelle Cardenas. May I have announcements, please?
Nicholas Elzy for the state of Texas.
Brian Kennedy for the defense, Your Honor.
And I believe, is that your client appearing from the downtown jail, Mr. Kennedy, Ms. Cardenas? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. We are set for a probation.
Oh, there she is.
I know it's depending on your device.
Sorry, Judge.
It's hard to see people. So we're just set for a probation status hearing, and just in reviewing, I guess we had been trying to track down your client for a minute. So in terms of a status, I show, I guess, that does she also have a misdemeanor probation? Am I getting her confused with someone? Let me see. There's somebody today that has, all the documents are signed by judges who are all retired. And I think it's your client, but let me see. Yeah, 2016 tells me so much. I want to say it's her. The only notation I wrote on the docket was 6 months, meaning we're going to revoke her or adjudicate. I'm not sure if it's deferred to 6 months. I think she was UTL. Is that right, Carla?
That is correct, Your Honor. That's an expired case already from 2019, April 2019.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think there's a misdemeanor case too. So I'm at 6 months. Mr. Kennedy, have you have anything for me?
You know, I don't, Your Honor. I mean, I could go through the list of issues that we had or that she had. There was some reports where she was getting stalked, so she was not necessarily really wanting to be on the radar. There was an issue in Mexico. I mean, I realized that she was in the wind for a hot minute, Your Honor. And we all understand the issue on that. The individual is now incarcerated that was stalking her, so we don't have that issue anymore. And I would just say that she understands the issue. She understands what she did wrong, and she also understands the consequences that could befall her if this were to happen again.
So, well, she's shaking her head no. I'm going to set you, I can tell you where I am. I'm at 6 months state jail. So if there's something more substantive that you want me to consider, I'm happy to bring her in. Well, I'm going to bring her in 30 days. If you want that to be in person, I can do that. But that's where I am. I'm not hearing anything really beyond that from probation. Carla, you see? Hold on, ma'am. Well, first, I'm going to refer you to your attorney, but I'm still asking questions. So, Carla, you don't see anything? I did. I looked at so many summaries like back to back. I just want to make sure. I don't think I saw anything, really remarkable other than because I think if I did, I would have wrote something on my notes, and all I wrote was 6 months state jail. Miss Cardenas, I'm not sure there's a whole lot
Can
that
I say
I
something?
need to hear from you.
Please just give me 2 minutes, Your Honor.
Ask your attorney.
I'm advising you not to do that, Erica. You and I can speak, and then we can bring it back to the court.
Mr. Kennedy, I'll tell you this. I don't know if there's something here or not. I don't have a problem resetting her for 2 weeks, but if it's something urgent, I've already piled up my Thursday docket. So if you want to come in person on Thursday, we can accommodate you. So you let us know, okay? But for now, I'm not gonna reset. I'm gonna set you for a pre-revocation in 2 weeks. Okay?
Thank you, Judge.
You're very welcome. Have a good day. Ma'am, I'm gonna refer you to your attorney, okay? You'll want to say anything that we got the state listening right now. If you need to come in sooner, I've let your attorney know we can accommodate you in person on Thursday, perdón.
So I could talk to you on Thursday, Your Honor?
If you need to
You
come in
can
on
talk to me tomorrow, Erica, and I will speak to the judge on Thursday if we need to.
There you go. Thank you, Mr. Kennedy. All right. I'll see you all when I see you. Take care. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Who's next?
Judge, we have Ms. Garza here. If we can get annex, we get Cristobal Martinez.
Is Ms. Caballero here?
Yes, she is, Judge.
Okay.
You there, Ms. Caballero?
Yes.
Yes, I am.
Times we have.
Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon. Let's go ahead. I showed that Mr. Martinez requires an interpreter, so did we lose somebody?
I'm not
Like a
sure.
jail or something?
Annex, maybe, Judge? Annex, are you there? No, the annex is here, Judge.
Okay.
Annex, are you there?
I showed that Cristobal
Thank you.
Martinez.
Annex, could you
wanted an
select
interpreter.
Spanish when I launch? I'm sorry, Judge.
That's okay.
Annex, could you select the annex Spanish when I launch the interpreter function?
And for the attorneys, if you would select English, please, once it comes on.
Okay.
You're ready, Your Honor.
Calling cause number 2026-0D03411, State of Texas versus Cristobal Martinez. May I have announcements, please?
Daniel Alejandro Morales for the state of Texas, Your Honor. We're ready to proceed.
Teresa Caballero on behalf of Mr. Martinez for ready, Your Honor.
For purposes of the record, we are conducting this proceeding remotely, and Mr. Martinez is appearing remotely from the jail annex. He is also utilizing the assistance of a court interpreter, Ms. Lynette Garza. We are set today on the request to reduce bond. Oh, he's at 150,000. Is that right? Cash surety with conditions?
That's what I have, Your Honor.
Okay, you may proceed, Ms. Caballero.
Thank you, Judge. Your Honor, my client is a naturalized U.S. citizen. He's been naturalized since 1994. He was born in Ciudad Juarez. He's been in jail for 33 days. He graduated from high school in Juarez and attended Job Corps and community college. He would reside at 607 Lata Place, El Paso, Texas, with his wife, Norma Lydia Martinez, to whom he's been married for 43 years. I'd like to point out, Judge, that in my office is his wife, his daughter, and his son. And his son is the father of the child complaining witness in this case. And the father and the mother of the child have been in a very contested custody dispute that actually was decided yesterday. And it was 50-50 with the mother having whatever they call it. I forget. My client is ill. He's disabled. He has an issue with his vocal cords. They're paralyzed. When he talks, he sounds sick. He receives $1,600 a month disability because of that. He has lung fibrosis and diabetes and takes medicine daily. He's been disabled since 2018 and unable to work since 2014. And Judge, I would ask that you reduce this as much as you can. As you can see, he's on a very limited budget. He and his wife are elderly people, and he does intend to fight this to the mattresses.
Anything else?
No, ma'am. Thank you.
Mr. Morales?
Your Honor, the severity of this offense is alarming, and the state would obviously be opposed to a bond reduction. Given the circumstances related to the nature of the offense, as well as the fact that he does have ties to Juarez, as well as the contentious nature between his son and the complaining witness's mother, we would be opposed to a bond reduction out of their safety and concern of flight risk.
Your Honor, may I add a couple of points?
Of course.
My client's wife, to whom he's been married for 43 years, Norma Lydia Martinez, she's an instructional aide in the special aid department in the Socorro Independent School District.
Mhm.
And I don't have any information that my client's son, who's just been given 50 custody with mother of complainant, is a danger to anyone. And I'm unaware of any prior history in my client's background. And I don't believe he has any. So I would ask maybe the Mr. Morales could elucidate on that.
No, I'm not aware of Mr. Martinez's social life, but I would imagine I would imagine that given that he spent a great amount of time in Juarez prior to becoming naturalized, he would have extended contacts and communications, even if the son disagrees with my statements.
Well, I think what I was trying to say is that I don't believe he has a criminal history, my client.
Yes, and I agree with you. He has no
Okay.
criminal history, and I'm simply saying that I don't know of any that even if we were to go ahead and give him bond, he could always decide border's right there.
Well, considering he's an old man now, I don't know what ties he has in Juarez. I'm unaware that he even goes over there. He's been living here for 30 something years, 35 years, 1994. He's been a citizen since 1994.
Does anyone have any information? I'm not asking to get too much into details, but
Okay.
in reviewing the complaint affidavit on this case, it references a prior CPS case that was unfounded.
Correct, Your Honor.
Do we know if there is a prior allegation that CPS investigated regarding Mr. Martinez? Because it doesn't really say those details. And do we have a timetable? Because the complaint affidavit states that if this was a first time situation, and they said that this is not the first time, there had been a previous CPS case which was determined unfound. So, I mean, it could be anything. I'm not, I can't assume that it's the same thing, but I just want to know if it involved Mr. Martinez, and if there is it doesn't say when, was this a year ago, 4 years ago? I don't know.
Your Honor, I don't have we've requested the CPS records regarding that or we're going to request the CPS records regarding that previous case, but I have not had a chance to review it or be able to determine, as you said, whether or not that previous incident involves the defendant.
Okay, Ms. Caballero, do you have anything else for the court?
Your Honor,
Mm-hmm.
would you like for me to ask one of my witnesses, or would that not make a difference either way?
I don't know. It's your call.
Can I call you back in 5 minutes?
Yeah, we can come back to you. Yes, ma'am. We'll
Uh,
come back to you.
I do
Well,
your case.
yeah, but I'm gonna let you go deal with this one, and then we're gonna come back to this one, and we'll go from there, because I have the interpreter on the hook. So we have some other matters we can deal. We can put you in no, we can't. Oh, no,
Nope.
you're gonna talk to your potential witnesses. Is that what it is?
Yes, Your Honor.
We can put you in a breakout room. Nobody else will be in there.
Thank you.
Okay, let's do that, Mr. Nunez. Ms. Garza, if you'll stand by just for a second, and then we'll come back to Mr. Martinez. Okay, let's see. I think we can take either Ms. Butterworth, Ms. Lerma, Mr. Salas. I don't know if they're all here, but those are all ready. Sorry,
here,
Mr.
Judge.
Nunez,
Yes, ma'am.
I know you're managing a lot.
We've got Ms. Lerma on page 12 for
Is Mr. Salas
Arturo
here?
Garcia.
Oh, there's Ms. Lerma. She turned on her camera.
Yes, I'm here, Judge.
There she goes. We're gonna need to turn off the interpreter function, though.
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Garza, we'll come back and start over again. Ms. Lerma, who is your client?
I have Mr. Arturo Garcia.
Arturo Garcia. And I can we turn off the function, please? Thank you.
Sorry, Judge, I'm a little bit of trouble with it.
Okay,
There we go.
I can hear people. So Arturo Garcia, please.
Annex, if we can get Arturo Garcia, please.
Coming right up.
Sorry, Ms. Lerma, if you said anything, I didn't hear you. I saw some movement.
No, just that I was here, Judge.
Okay, thanks. Mr. Garcia, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Calling cause number 2026-0D03576, State of Texas versus Arturo Garcia. May I have announcements, please?
Nicholas Eldy for the state of Texas.
Veronica Teresa Lerma, Your Honor, on behalf of Mr. Arturo Garcia, who's present in the Zoom gallery. Ready?
And we are set for a bond hearing. I show Mr. Garcia's, bond to be 20,000 cash surety with conditions. Ms. Lerma, you may proceed.
Yes, Judge, I have the same information as well. We're asking the court to consider reducing his bond. He has been held 17 days in custody. He is a U.S. citizen born in El Paso with ties to the community. He has a trucking company called Pico Transportation that he has been working at for the past 7 years. And he does have his CDL license. I am appointed to represent him. He is unable to meet the bond as it is currently set, and we're asking the court to consider reducing his bond.
Okay. My apologies. Who is it? You, Mr. Elsie?
Yes, Judge.
Oh, go ahead.
Judge, based on the allegations involved, as well as Mr. Garcia's history, which isn't extensive, but there is some priors on there.
Mhm,
I frankly think that $20,000 is a reasonable bond.
mhm.
If the court were inclined to grant a reduction, the state would ask, though, to include a condition, a PR component with a condition of no contact with the complaining witness or her family, or her immediate family.
And that I believe was part of the conditions on the current bond, if I'm not mistaken.
It probably was, Judge, yes.
Yeah, I also, in reviewing it, Ms. Lerma, reviewing the PSR, I mean, 20,000 is, I think a reasonable bond. But I'll go ahead and reduce it a bit, 15,000 with the same conditions as I reviewed the prior bond order. I believe it had all the no contact provisions. So if we're gonna amend that, Lindsay, we'll keep those no contact, of course. Does he need to travel for work purposes?
He may, Judge. I don't have the exact schedule for him, but if it's possible that he could get permission to do so
Mm.
from the court, I can provide that information.
Okay, so what I'm gonna say to that is, he can provide that to PR, and if he's providing some type of work schedule where he's out or has to travel, if he's a truck driver, if he has to travel, that'll be granted, but he's got to provide that to PR. So report once a month in person, subject to testing. Always keep your contact information updated with PR bond. Use no illegal drug or alcohol. Commit no new offenses, and of course all the no contact orders. And that's going to be the order on the bond.
Okay, very good, Judge. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Have a good day.
Ms. Caballero, I'm sorry, Judge. Ms. Caballero, did you select the room?
So I just ended up calling my office,
Oh,
and I'm ready to answer the court's question.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Garcia. If we could have Mr. Martinez back, and then get the interpreter function going, and have Ms. Garza get reconnected. That's funny. Ms. Caballero was like, let me just call.
Yes.
Why are we doing breakout rooms? It's Zoom, PTSD or trauma or something.
It is.
All right. Let me know when we're ready. I'll select English. Attorney.
I already did it.
Sí, sí lo escucho.
We are back on the record in cause number 2026-0D03411, State of Texas versus Cristobal Martinez. All parties are present, and Mr. Martinez continues to utilize the assistance of a court interpreter, Ms. Lynette Garza. Ms. Caballero, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. To answer the court's question, the family informs me that there was a prior allegation made to CPS in 22-23,
Okay.
which would have made her about 3 or 2, and that it was against my client. It was investigated and found to be unfounded.
Okay, were you going to call anybody or?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Anything else? Mr. Morales, I think you were handling this one.
Yeah, no, nothing further from the state, Your Honor.
The court is going to deny the request to reduce bond at this time.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Very much. All right. We'll see. Well, let's see. Does anybody else need the assistance of a court interpreter? All right. I don't know if I'm really not hearing it or it's just a function, but Ms. Garza, you're good to go. Thank you. All right. Ms. Butterworth.
Please.
Ruben
Good
Zamora,
afternoon,
please.
Judge. I'm here on Ruben Zamora.
And if we could turn off the function.
Zamora.
Okay, now I can hear. All right. Calling cause number 2023-0D00836, State of Texas versus Ruben Zamora. May I have announcements, please?
Daniel Alejandro Morales for the state, Your Honor. We're ready.
And good afternoon, Judge Denise Butterworth on behalf of Mr. Zamora.
Robert Alarcon with the probation department, Your Honor.
And for purposes of the record, Mr. Zamora is appearing remotely from the jail annex. We are set for, oh, this is a probation status hearing. I thought it was a bond hearing. Okay, probation status hearing. I did review the case summary. It looks like he pled in 2024. He went to orientation, missed his first EHN appointment, and then failed to report from June 2024 to, I think at the time in 2025, it was about a year. And I want to note, Mr. Alarcon, were you supervising him at this time?
Judge, yes, he was on my caseload.
Okay, so I was trying to go through my emails. From the date he stopped reporting to the date I get a bench warrant or get any kind of notice, it was 1 year. What was going on in that year?
Judge, there was a lot of changes within this office, and this case just simply fell off the radar, Judge.
Fell off the radar? That's what you're telling me?
Judge, I attempted to get in contact with Mr. Zamora,
When?
but I just simply couldn't make contact with him, Judge.
Okay, so you know, fell off the radar and supervision are like absolute opposites of what's supposed to be going on. I was very concerned because when I looked at this, we're still about a year. It's been a year since we had the bench warrant that we finally tracked him down.
Yes, Judge, and I take full accountability on this case, Judge. I'll make sure to be more diligent. Like I said, there was
Your
a lot.
job, Mr. Alarcon. That's your job, is to supervise. All right. Mr. Morales, you're handling this?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Well, Ms. Butterworth, I usually on these, I let defense come in first. I mean, met revocation.
No, it's just a pre-robo, so I'm kind of here to also listen to all the allegations and what, I guess what the state's recommendation is and then what you were wanting to do.
Does he have a prior pen trip, Mr. Morales?
Let me check, Your Honor. Regarding this, one, 5 years deferred back in 2025, didn't show up for a TAP assessment in March, was supposed to submit a UA in April, failed to do so, and then everything fell off the wagon.
So my question is, has he been to prison before? I don't recall that. It's when I
Uh,
review so many cases back to back, then when we
Right.
get there,
He
I
doesn't
start.
have any local history, Your Honor. Let me see if there's anything from the rap sheet that suggests anything otherwise. Ew.
Hmm.
Looks like the feds may have had him at one point. Oh. Let's see. Our case. Does not appear so, Your Honor. Aside from the felon, aside from the federal charge, but I need to see whether or not he was actually given time.
Do you see a date of offense?
Let me see. Looks like 2004.
2004?
He spent 87 months, PLRA plus 4 years.
Do you have a current rap, Mr. Alarcon?
I do not, Judge, but I could probably get one real quick. Let me ask if I could get one, Judge.
Spent 87 months in prison in 2003 with the feds.
That's well before our probation, right?
Yes.
So does anybody care about what he was doing when he was MIA for a year?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Nunez, wasn't your job, but can you run me a PSR on Mr. Zamora?
Yes, ma'am.
I don't know what we're doing. I really don't. He's on probation for 3 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Nah, we don't care about those too much. No. Let's see. Okay, we'll come back to this one. I'm going to see what the PSR says. All right. Who's next?
Judge, on page 12, we have Ms. Caballero and Ms. Ibaben for Francisco Guasin. Annex, we get Guasin?
I did see that on the AFV that PDs was appointed on the latest case. So thank you, Ms. Ababen, for being here. It wasn't on the docket.
We'll see.
Miss Lindsay, will you shoot me the bond amounts, please? Calling
Judge.
clause numbers 2026 0D03004 and 2023 0D01562. Miss Ababen, was there something filed on the bond on the 4582 case?
We have not filed anything, Judge, but I wanted to be here so I could know what happened, because I knew the court would be addressing his cases.
Okay. Okay, so those are the 2 cases set for bond hearing today. May I have announcements, please?
Nicholas Selby for the state of Texas.
Teresa Caballero on behalf of Mr. Galson.
Robert
And-
Alarcon with the probation department.
And for purposes of the record, Mr. Galcin is appearing remotely. We are set for bond hearings on these 2 cases, and just so it's clear, Mr. Galcin has another indicted case, 2026 0D04582, that I believe the Public Defender's Office was appointed to represent him. It's not set today, and I don't recall there being a motion on the bond in that case. But in any event, Ms. Caballero, you may proceed. And it was reset from Tuesday. You were in trial, Ms.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, now we may proceed.
Okay. Thank you, Judge. So this is, I think, our 5th trip before the court in no long period of time. But my memory, Your Honor, is that you had given him a bond on the probation case And he got out, and then 4 days later, he was arrested on the new case on which the public defender is here. And they're familiar with the facts of that case because I don't have the file. But my understanding is that it's regarding his ex-girlfriend, and she went looking for her telephone, I'm sorry.
Ms. Gaviria, I'm sorry. Do you recall, because it sounds like you probably have better notes than I do. Do you recall what his bond was before we pick up the AFV?
Let me look and see if I have that in my notes. See.
Because at that point is when we would have had just the probation case and then the drug case, right? And we were going to go through and, work through the drug case, and I don't recall what the bond was at that point.
I don't have it in my notes that I took to handle this hearing on my telephone.
Okay. 1562. Okay, Ms. Nieto is telling me that one was at 40,000. So, okay.
Was 1,000.
Yeah.
And then, again, there's no bond, is my understanding.
Correct, because of the bench work. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
And I'm asking the court to reinstate that $40,000 bond and allow him to get out. From what I know, this new charge is spurious, and we even have a door ring bell video showing the girlfriend at the front door, the ex-girlfriend, demanding her cell phone back. But perhaps public defender could weigh in on that, the merits of the case.
Mr. Bob?
Judge, I was just assigned the case yesterday, so I don't know all the details. I know that Mr. Gaussine's mother has provided us that ring camera video and other documents. They are maintaining his innocence, and my understanding is he does want to fight those charges. That's what I can tell the court at this time.
And just to refresh the court's memory, Your Honor, my client was employed with his stepfather at Mechanical Engineer El Paso Phoenix Pumps. He has a job and he lives with his mother. 4216 Loma Diamante.
Ms. Nieto or Ms. Lujan, can you tell me when I put that $40,000 bond on his probation case before we pick up the AFV, were there conditions on that bond? I gotta think, but I have not always crossing my T's and dotting my I's. I would think it would at least say to comply with the probation conditions, terms and conditions. So I'm being told there are conditions. Can you tell me what they were? Was it to comply with his probation? Probably subject to testing.
It was in person once a month, Judge, and to give samples of urine upon request, no illegal drugs or alcohol, may not commit new offenses, and should abide with terms of the probation and no contact with co-defendants.
Okay. And that was on 1562?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. Alrighty. All right. Just trying to make sure I know where I am. Go ahead, Ms. Caballero.
Thank you, Your Honor. And my understanding is that his stepfather, Jay Alvarez, and her friend Mercedes are attending this bond hearing. And you did allow him to go live with his mother. And my understanding is this complainant went to the house and then went to a neighbor and called the police from the neighbor's house. So my understanding of the facts is that he was at home.
Okay. Did he have, okay, so you mentioned that, I don't know if they're going to be witnesses, but I don't see anyone who is not an attorney or probation or anybody, just so you know, if you can't see the entire Zoom screen, there's not anybody else unless they're there at your office. Oh, what's it gonna, no, I lost my train of thought. Sorry, go ahead.
That's all, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Elsie?
I wouldn't necessarily be opposed to reinstating the $40,000 bond. I think that should be kind of the bottom line though, because we've got ongoing problems with Mr. Gaucine for a while now, starting with his poor performance on probation on the probation cases. He finally is released on bond on this case, and then this charge, which I realize is being contested by Mr. Gaucine, but it was picked up 4 days after he was released. So I think 40,000 is kind of a bottom line.
I'll take Mr. Elsie's bottom line, Your Honor.
The court is wholly not in agreement with that. When it's unfortunate, but every time we get to this stage, I get a new arrest. And if I'm not saying, anything in terms of the merits, but what is wholly apparent to the court is that he cannot abide by conditions. He cannot abide by conditions no matter what.
Not to quibble with the court judge, but if it's a false allegation, there's no other evidence that he violated your orders. He can't control if somebody lies about him and gets him arrested.
Did he was he modified to have a monitor when I let him out 4 days before we get the new arrest?
Would that be an ankle monitor?
No, I mean like an alcohol monitor.
I don't have a memory of that, Your Honor.
Mr. Alarcon, no?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, anything else on the bonds?
No, Your Honor.
What is he at on 3004? What's his bond there? Lindsay, you probably told me, but
It's no bond, Judge.
No bond on 3004?
Yes, Judge.
Your Honor, it had been at 10,000. I put it in the chat. It was an SB9 bond set by Judge Yvonne Rodriguez at JMAG.
And it's no bond now?
It's no bond now, yes.
I realize it's not on your docket, Judge, but I'm sure the public defender would join with me in asking you to consider it anyway.
The AFV?
Well, just all the bonds.
Yeah.
Yes, Judge. The bond is 20,000 on the felony. He also has a misdemeanor from the same incident that is set at 5,000.
Are there conditions on the AFV bond? I didn't look at that one.
I believe it does have conditions, Judge.
Lindsay, can you look at 2026 0D04582?
Yes, Judge.
And there are conditions?
No, there's no conditions.
Okay.
My apologies.
So that's okay. 4582 is 20,000 right now. I'm not saying that's the order. I'm saying that's what it is right now. And then no bond on, he's at no bond because of the bench warrant on 1562, right? And then no bond on 3004. That's the one that's stumping me a little bit. Let me go into the jailing. Oh, here it is. Yeah. Okay, so all of the bonds need to have conditions. So we'll start there because that's the thing that I think is going to be consistent, which is he's going to report once a month in person to PR bond. He is to comply with all conditions, terms and conditions of his probation on all of these, subject to testing. You use no illegal drug or alcohol. Obviously, there's a curfew attached to the probation conditions. That's going to apply on the bonds, on all of these bonds. No contact, I think we have with the co-defendants in 3004. No contact with the complainant in the new 2026 AFV. And so I'm clear, I'm not talking about the misdemeanor case. I'm only talking about the one that's here. It's indicted here. Curfew, no new offenses, no drugs or alcohol, may not change his place of residence without court permission and may not leave El Paso County without court permission. I'm going to require that he have a portable monitoring unit, an alcohol monitor as part of his bond conditions. That is not modifying his probation. That is on his bond conditions. And I am not in agreement on the bonds from what we're talking about. 40,000, you don't get 40,000 again. So on 2023 0D01562, the bond is $60,000 with those conditions. On 2026 0D03004, the bond is $40,000 with those conditions. And the request to reduce on 4582 is respectfully denied. This is clearly the issue is the continuing non-compliance with conditions. And all I do is every time I give them a bond and I let them out, I get a new case. And so we have a timetable, a trial track, Ms. Caballero, on the drug case, which is where I think you first came in on the drug case. That puts us at October 2026 for a jury trial. I know you've had motions filed there and are pending. Let's get them set. I mean, to me, there's no lesser urgency because we're getting new cases. And Missy Bobbin, I know it's an abbreviated timetable, but frankly, I would like to put the AFV on that timetable.
Understood, Judge. We don't have any settings yet on our case.
Yeah, it's new, so I want to do that. I understand it. If I don't remember it, remind me. So if we get to a point where you're like, whoa, Judge, you put us on that short trial track on the AFV and we may need more time. I get it. But for right now, I just think I still feel like we need to circle things up on this before we continue to have issues, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor. I hear
Thank
you.
for your time.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Who's next?
Judge, did you want to go back to Zamora, Ms. Butterworth?
No, because I
In that
haven't
case, we have
reviewed
Mr.
them.
Sal. I'm sorry, Judge. In that case, we have Mr. Salas on page 12 for Ivan Lucero downtown. Are you there for Lucero?
Yes, he's here.
All right, calling cause number 2025 0D02723, State of Texas versus Ivan Lucero. May I have announcements, please?
Nicholas Halsey for the state of Texas.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Rafael Salas for Mr. Lucero.
Miguel Ulloa, adult probation, Your Honor.
And for purposes of the record, Mr. Lucero is appearing remotely from the downtown jail. We're set for a probation status hearing. I have a new AFV with the same complainant. Has it been indicted yet?
Let me ask Judge, or let me double check, Judge. I know we've asked for our intake department to review it. Let me see what they've done with it thus far.
Mm-hmm. Do I also have a motion?
I believe there should be a motion filed, Judge. Can double check though. I apologize, Judge. My portal's being slow. So it does look like the new case for Mr. Lucero is to go to grand jury tomorrow.
Okay. All right. So, Mr. Salas, unless you have something for me, I did review Mr. Lucero's probation summary and his history, and the number I have is 5 TDC on Mr. Lucero. So I'll bring him back in 30 days. We'll see if we have an indictment and go from there.
Okay, Your Honor.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I be excused?
You may have a good day. Thank you, Mr. Ulloa. Now we can go back to Mr. Zamora.
Yes, ma'am. Annex, will we get Zamora, please?
Zamora?
Yes, sir.
Yes, please.
Yes, sir. He's coming out.
Thank you. All right, we are back on the record in cause number 2023 0D00836, State of Texas versus Ruben Zamora. Council is present. Mr. Zamora continues to appear remotely from the jail annex. I now have a criminal history, and now I know what you were doing in 2025. You were in Houston, Harris County, and there is an arrest for driving while intoxicated on July 10th. Okay. So, see, that's what happens when we don't supervise. All right, so we're coming back in 30 days. Let me see what else, just so I can make sure nothing else catches me off guard. No, there's the federal stuff, but that predates. So you went and picked up a DWI in Houston, so there you go. 30 days. I am at 5 TDC on Mr. Zamora.
Judge, may I know we're coming back in 30 days, but may I add additional information that I think is going to be prudent to all of our considerations? I want to explain to the court from my review of the underlying facts of these ag assaults. I just want to, either the court's familiar with them, but I want to make sure that we're all talking about the same facts that led to his deferred. From the reports, it appears that my client was being hired by the complaining witnesses to be a truck driver. And the interview had taken place, he had received the job, and he was there reporting to begin working for the complaining witness as a truck driver. So the complaining witness, it basically states that on the day in question, he gives him the truck, the trailer truck, for him to go deliver something with some cash inside, and gives him the keys, and he's hired. He legit got hired to be an employee of this company. And that and then the business owner, I think he's the owner of the business, then sees my client get out of the truck and go walk to his car, and he's confused. He was supposed to leave the parking lot and go on his first job. So he confronts my client, and my client is talking nonsense, not making any kind of sense at all. And at some point picks up, I have to go back, but I think it's like a tire, it's some part of the car, and is saying, I feel like killing someone today. So clearly in the fact pattern, my client is not there. I'm not sure what kind of work was done on underlying mental health issues, but then there's a second complaining witness that comes into it, where then I think my client has a screwdriver and repeats the same. So like he's waving this, having this episode.
You froze. Miss
The police are called. Hack
No,
anyone.
Miss Butterworth, you're freezing. Can you say this? You said episode and then it cut off.
I'm sorry, can you hear me now? So he's clearly having this episode. He does not attack anyone. He's just waving these tools, screaming, I feel like killing someone. Rightfully so, the complaining witnesses are in fear, but clearly there is something else going on with my client that is clearly mental health related. So I just want to make sure that we know this isn't like a shooting or a stabbing. These are the facts that I think that we all need to be considering when we're figuring out how to go forward.
So part of the case summary was that he failed to report for his either EHN or UBH, some appointment early on, and that right away goes into him not reporting.
Right.
So it was on somebody's radar, and then, then everybody decided to check the case. I will tell you that the 1622 on this booking does not indicate anything. I'm just telling you that. I understand. But that's where we are. That's where we are. So I'm gonna go for there. We'll come back in 30 days.
May I have a breakout room with my client, Judge? Would that be possible?
If you can wait till we finish the docket, I think we have a couple more, just
I will.
2 more. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. So we have Franklin White and Richard Solis. Is it Mr. Huffman?
Mr. Huffman and Missy Bobbin. Missy Bobbin is on white.
Okay. Mr. Huffman, you've been waiting all this time?
I'm good, Judge. I'm comfortable.
Oh, that's good to hear. Missy Bobbin, are you around?
Yes, Judge. I'm here.
Okay, I'm not gonna ask you if you're
Annex, can we
comfortable.
get White, please?
I didn't ask Huffman if he was comfortable, but you know.
It is nice being in our office, Judge. while
De
we
veras,
wait.
qué bueno. Thank God. All right, so Franklin White, please.
White.
All right, calling cause number 2023 0D08183, State of Texas versus Franklin K. White. May I have announcements, please?
Daniel Alejandro Morales for the state of Texas, Your Honor. We're ready to proceed.
And Deborah Bobbin on behalf of Mr. White, who is present via the annex jail, and he is ready to proceed.
And yes,
Janet Wag.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, Janet Wagner with Probation Department.
Thank you, ma'am. Yes, we are set. We're set for a bond hearing. Okay. We're set for a bond hearing. Missy Bobbin, you may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. My client, Mr. White, has been in jail now 27 days. He is being held on no bond. He pled guilty on February 18th, 2025 to 5 deferred on his charge. He is 45 years old, a United States citizen. He was born in Guam. He has been in the El Paso area about 7 years now. He came because his cousin was in the Army and was stationed here. He is single. He has an adult son that lives that is 24 years old. He lives back in Guam. Mr. White is unemployed. He has congestive heart failure and other health issues. And that is part of why he stopped reporting, Judge. If he is released on bond, we have connected him with reentry, and reentry has confirmed that he has been accepted to the rescue mission, so he'll stay at the rescue mission. And we can include the language so that he can be transported from the jail directly to the rescue mission. In speaking to Mr. White, he indicated that he had some hard times. He didn't have medication because he didn't have insurance to treat his health issues. However, now he has reestablished contact with his mother. His mother and his support system is really back in Guam. And so he would like to transfer his probation over there if the court would entertain that, because that is where he has support. And so we are asking for the courts to set a bond for him, and then we can figure out what we're going to do with this probation case.
Okay. Is it Mr. Morales?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mhm.
Your Honor, similar situation we have, except it's with a nonviolent offense. Mr. White was on probation, failed to attend TAP, did not submit UA analysis. In April, he was asked in March to submit a UA in April, failed to report. And then from April until May of this year, we weren't able to locate him, and he's still delinquent in supervision fees, court costs, community service hours, TAP assessment, and all the other terms.
Okay.
So similar situation, it seems. And of course, I'm still waiting on a updated wrap to see whether or not there are any other pending charges that I don't know about.
So I did review the PSR in anticipation of this bond hearing. And if memory serves, there isn't anything very recent. I can't say they weren't new offenses, because when he pled, so he had this case, the one that he's on probation for, and I think it was pending. And while it was pending, he picked up a state jail case that was dumped when he pled, and then he picked up another meth case, and that one was dumped, and he was pled to deferred on the first degree. Since then, I don't recall seeing any arrests. Yeah, but it's a very consistent history. And so the court is going to set his bond at $100,000, the conditions of which are to comply with his probation. Frankly, Missy Bobbin, I'm at 5 TDC on your client.
Understood, Judge.
Thank you. State, I think you filed your motion, so we should be good to go. If we don't already have something set, let's get the ball rolling. We should start in about at least 2 weeks.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Can we be set in person, Judge, for the next hearing?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Thank you.
For sure. Thank you. All right. Thank you, Mr. White. Now we need Richardo Solis.
Your Honor, may I be excused?
You may. Have a good day.
Thank you. Bye-bye, everyone.
May I be excused too, Your Honor?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Huffman, this one's yours? Saving the
Yes,
best
Your
for
Honor.
last? Is that it?
Yes, sir.
You're the last one? Oh, Ms.
Yes,
Butler.
ma'am.
Okay. So he's at, yes. Calling cause number 2026 0D03714, State of Texas versus Richardo Solis. May I have announcements, please?
Daniel Alejandro Morales for the state, Your Honor. We're ready.
Rick Huffman for Mr. Solis.
For purposes of the record, Mr. Solis is appearing remotely from the jail annex. We are set for a bond hearing. He is at 10,000 cash surety. You may proceed, Mr. Huffman.
And Judge, that is correct. Mr. Solis has been in custody for, I think, 64 days now. And this is the only case pending. And the bond is $10,000. He's been unable to pay the bond. Currently, judge has $0 for the bond, and that's why we're here respectfully requesting a PR bond with any conditions and with the promise to comply with those conditions and appear in court. Mr. Solis is a United States citizen and a resident of El Paso. He resides with his brother who lives on the Tigua reservation. He does have some criminal history, Judge, but from my opinion, I don't see any violent history.
The first entry on his PSR is an assault with a deadly weapon.
I must have missed that, Judge.
Yeah, it's in California. Go ahead.
Okay. But this is the only case pending, Judge. He's not on probation or parole or anything like that. And this incident involves alleged substance, and that substance has not been tested yet. I suspect that the substance will be at least come in less than a gram, and the state jail range. But I'm just judging that based off of the pictures that are in Portal. The judge, we don't have much else. Mr. Solis, he can't afford the bond as it is, and his only chance of getting out is a full PR bond.
Let me go through. So I don't know if you've seen his criminal history, but the PSR I have is 49 pages long. It begins in 1989. I'm just going through to see on these entries. It's a history of obviously drug use, theft. Maybe there's a burglary in here. I have yet to come across. I'm going to keep looking at it. Anything else in terms of violent offenses? Okay. Mr. Morales, go ahead.
Your Honor, the defendant, in addition to his extensive criminal history, last had a prison sentence for burglary of vehicle with 2 priors to 2 TDC back in 2015. So he has been to the pen at least 1 time. So not the first time that we've had an issue with Mr. Solis here.
I'm showing in 92 in California, he was sent to prison on, what is this? Doesn't say, it just says 2 years in 1992. Yeah, I mean, trespass, injured property, arson, grand theft. These are all still out of California. So the request is respectfully denied. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, is that everybody? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we can get off YouTube. Thank you, Mr. Solis, but we will need Ms. Butterworth's client and